There's this saying that I would hear pretty frequently when I was on dialysis, and I'll usually hear this from like nurses and techs and stuff like that. But you get it from everywhere. You know what I mean? The second that you express any sort of displeasure with being on dialysis, and it's the, hey man, it could be better, you could be dead. Yeah, and typically you usually get people that'll like agree with that. Like, yeah, yeah, man, you right. Yeah, I could be dead right now. Okay. But here's the thing about that, right? Like, we don't actually know what happens to us after we die. We think we know. We have people that have claims that they know, but we actually don't really know what happens after we die. So when somebody would say that to me, like, I really wouldn't know like how to respond to that. Of just like, okay. And now I'm just like, okay, well, like, what difference does it have to me? Like, what difference does it happen to make to me? Like, I'm dead. You know what I mean? Like, what? Okay, like, well, it could be worse. You could be dead. Okay, so like, I'm dead. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not here anymore, and like, I don't know what's gonna happen. There's this idea that people have that they're going to be the same people after they die that they were when they were alive. So they're just gonna be like these passive observers on the outside of life, just watching life just pass on without them, and they're gonna be like these observers to all the people that they care about, and all this. So we don't know. We don't know what happens, right? We get people that sort of die in increments, like 3 minutes, 5 minutes, and they came back with these fantastical stories of like, man, I died for like 5 minutes on an operating table, and there was this black tunnel, and then I saw Jesus. And I sort of push back on that a little bit of like, well, I mean, how do you know that's what you actually experience? You know, we live in a society that is heavily influenced by Judeo-Christian beliefs. So, you know, even myself, like, from the time you're a small child, you are conditioned to believe this thing, right? This one religious belief, especially amongst the black community. You hear it all the time. God is good all the time. Jesus this, God this. You hear that all the time. Like, that conditioning gets inside you subconsciously, whether you recognize it or not. So when you experience some trauma, who's to say that that's just the default your brain goes to? We know that when the body's shutting down, it goes through certain processes of death. We know this. Every human's goal is to be as happy and as comfortable as possible. Why would it not be the same thing if you're on dialysis? You know what I mean? Like, dialysis is an uncomfortable process for a lot of people, you know, myself included. I think that you get a lot of people that are so worried about what's going to happen to them after they die that they don't focus on like what they're doing when they're living. They're so focused on the reward in the afterlife that they're supposed to get, as opposed to being the best human living being that they can be while they're here. I'm not going to sit here and say like I don't ever think about it, because I do. But especially when I was on dialysis, like, I couldn't be worried about, like, you know, I mean, you could be dead. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool, but like, I'm trying to live. Like, I'm trying to be as happy and as comfortable right now that I'm living. So I would like to do things to facilitate that. And if I have like displeasure about being on dialysis, it is what it is. I mean, the reality of all this is that like dialysis is hard, you know, and to tell somebody they should never complain because it could be worse or you could be dead or something like that, just, it marginalizes their experience with this, with being on dialysis. Dialysis is hard. And when I was doing dialysis, I wanted to make dialysis as comfortable for me as possible. That was the whole reason why I transitioned to doing home hemodialysis in the first place.